we're talking. And there it is. Coming to you live from Brian's Bowlaway, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts. It's a special Father's Day edition of live candlepin bowling. Once again, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts, 123 Main Street. We are at the very end because there's a birthday party and a lot of people bowling. In spite of it being Father's Day, he elected for me to go first. Let's see how things go. Now that's what you call a start. A1. That's a nice ball. Ooh, nasty split. I don't know how you could go about doing that one. Oh no. Best thing you do is a 7. 7. It's better than 1. Doing twice as good. I did triple what I normally do, or at least what I did. Can't seem to change the brightness. I forgot to lower it. I think it'll survive. And he got an 8. I'm thinking being right next to the wall is screwing me up. I know when I'm too close to something, it tends to mess up my game. But a good bowler should be able to compensate for that. And I suck, so I can't. Now we're starting to sort of get somewhere. actually used the actual camera to sight things because of the massive overscan this live broadcaster is doing for some reason. Half Worcester left side. Let's see how he does with this half Worcester. 3. Oh, that's probably his stink frame. Something good had to happen after a horrendously bad start. Bit off to the side, but a little backdoor action helped. He's got a piece of wood on the left that could definitely help. And a 5. If that were only the second ball. All right, the halftime report comes after his turn. The reason he's been doing bad is he's been doing horseshoes. He's got to kind of remember. Oh, spread eagle. That's worse than a half Worcester. Spread eagle. That's not a fun one. Did all right considering the circumstances. And that's a 7. And now it's for the halftime report. Get ready to laugh. At least for me. Look at my start. I'm GO2, by the way. A 1, then a 3, got better with a 7. And a spare, and a 10. 39. Nice recovery. Father, he's got to get over the, this is not horseshoes, this is bowling. But it might just need to be warming up a little bit. It's a 30. He could be suffering the same thing, the wall next to you. 7. I keep thinking my phone crashes because I see a bar on the left. That's actually the wall. And it looks a little washed out because we got the window there. That's a good ball. And that's what he's left with. No good. Best he can do is 9. He's going to get something. 5. Double P knuckle remains. That's a 6. Whoa, some lucky backdoor action there. For a minute, I thought it was just me that the floor was a little too slippery over here. Well, he did a little dance just like I did, so yeah, that verifies it. And going the exact opposite way you needed to go, but he got an 8. Once again, coming to you live, Father's Day. Brian's Bowlaway, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts. Very full house. We're stuck on the end. Can't see anything this way because of that. I'm not getting below. Actually past that halfway through. Well, a little more than half. Pretty decent for a half Worcester ball. There's no room to put this camera on the regular floor, so pardon the bouncing. And we got a 7. And a 4. Proof. Since day one, this is pretty much as good as I get. Once in a while I get hot. And a little more backdoor action. He's got a narrow leave. That looks good. His balls keep curving left. And a 6. Got the 4 horsemen right side. Oh, I got one of the 4 horsemen. And that ends my frame. Now, let's start that. One. And that one's already gone. Oh, that just had to roll through everything. 6. And the end of game 1. Gee, I actually win. And I got a 7-6, 5-4-7. Nothing really that great there. Total is 68, so it's a sucky game. And my father's still in horseshoe mode. He got an 8 and a bunch of crap and a 62. Well, it's only game 1. Time for game 2. We usually go for 4. Brian's Bowlaway share the dubious distinction that New Palace does, being the only 2 houses where I got a 0 frame. That dubious distinction still belongs to New Palace Lanes. On the other side, I'm doing triple. I scored triple of what I started. All right, there's a ball in the gutter he's trying to clear. And he's good. And that's why automatic scoring in Candlepin is not a good idea. That's a law, but if he wants to count it, he can count it. I don't care. He's left with the double pinochle. He was trying to be fancy. It almost worked. Now he's starting to get into his normal form with the balanced ball routine. Close. 7. Gutter ball. And that's a gutter ball. There's not enough pins in the pin setter. There we go. If a foul ball takes out pins and it's a fresh rack, you can reset the pins. If any pins have been knocked down previously, you have to take your lumps. So this is ball 2. Best I can do is a spare. That was only one. That was right on. On the plus side, as my father said, you probably couldn't hear it because the microphone's kind of weak on this thing. I'm doing 6 points better than the previous game, but that's not saying much. In fact, that's not really saying much of anything at all. That might be it. That is a legitimate thing that happens to people. Some people are affected by whether or not there's a wall or a ball return that's on their wrong side or too close. They tend to do better if it's on one side than the other. For example, I feel a little, I'm not claustrophobic, but that's kind of the feeling I kind of get here on lane 1 because I tend to stand to the left and it's just very close. And the bowling god's middle finger remains. That's not bad. Oh no, spread eagle. Spread eagle again. That's the problem. At least you get a 7-10 split if you're doing 10-pin. And a 6, just like the last time you got it. Once again, the 4 horsemen. The other time it was 4 horsemen and a guy behind it. If that were only the second ball, dispatch the 4 horsemen for a 10. That was a half Worcester ball. I mean, for pinfall, not bad for a half Worcester ball, but the split, that is kind of bad. The wood could help. if that didn't happen. And he crosses the foul line, and he's left with the high-low jack. $7. This time I actually left the kingpin and not the finger of God, as it's called, but I call it the middle finger of the bowling gods. Little too head on. Is a way to do it. It's very ugly. It's possible. He's getting something. And he also leaves the kingpin for a 9. Alrighty, the halftime report. Started off wonderful with a 3 and then a 7, getting 10. Then a 9, 10 and a 9 for 38. Father, he's still in horseshoe mode. 35. And I'm left with the high-low jack, just like my father did. And once again, we're coming to you live from Brian's Bowlaway, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts. Big party has cleared out. Still a lot of bowling going on. He's got the 4 horsemen left side. And he might, nope, dispatch of none and no form at all there. But he got rid of Conquest and Famine for an 8. Half Worcester left.
Oh, looks like you got the new.
And half Worcester left. Actually have an audience. Big lob. Again, I don't care if he counts it or not. It's all in fun. We don't care. That one looks pretty good. And then that happens. And a 7. That counts. And there we go again with a 1. Not bad. Oh! They call that a Woolworth, but Woolworth is actually a 5 and a 10. I call that a reverse, because that's the 5 and the 7. You could get a 10 box, and the gutter won't do that. Ricocheted off the back wall. That's no good. So the best I can do is a spare again. Better. He's left with a Caleri right side. That's the 4 horsemen plus the 8 pin. horsemen remain. And that's a 6. But if I do the proper grip, I do worse. Hold it like a skee ball, I do better. I don't know, there's a happy medium in there somewhere. Spoiler alert, I got the exact same scores. Game 1. And, ooh, that's not bad. Problem is the wood is behind the pins. But that doesn't mean something couldn't happen. Well, if the ball didn't go in the gutter and piss poor form there, and 8. Once again, live from Brian's Bowlaway, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts. That's the end of game 2. Here's the report. Neither of us are doing well. Made a bunch of 7s. The only good one there was a 9. And yet again, I got another 68. Father starting to get a little better. He's starting to remember this is candlepin bowling and not horseshoes. And he got a 73. We usually do 4 games, and here is game 3. Each game I started always was bad. That half Worcester left as a start. That's called you're screwed. That's a full Worcester. A full Worcester. That's fun. Is that what they call it? 4 points. And like the other 2 games, the start sucks.
1, 3, 4. You become better.
Yeah, he's just pointing out, at least the start was better. It's the best so far. And that's not saying anything, really. He's lost his form. I don't think he realizes that. He's not doing the approach. When he does the approach, he does a lot better. That was a bad lob. But like I say, we leave it to ourselves to figure out count it or not. Bet he didn't expect hitting that one. He was trying for the other one like I thought he was doing. Doesn't matter. He got a pin anyway. He was going for 9 and he got it. And that's a 3. This is actually my worst game. There we go, 7. And had to be fancy about it. No approach. 7. Neither of us are doing well. I'm doing horrendous. Third frame, I still have not even broke 10 points. Working on a brand new low score here. It is actually not the worst ever, first 3 frames. That happened at Weymouth, a 1 in the first frame, a 2 in the second frame, and yes, a 3 in the third. So I had 6 points after 3 at Weymouth in that one game. I'm doing twice as good as that. Left the kingpin for a 9. So, one thing is, if we weren't put on the very end, we could have put the camera on lane 1 so you could watch other people. That's not the intent, but people get a rise out of some of the things they see. Too bad this particular game is total and utter crap, but take it where we can. Yeah, my father just pointed out, I got the spare in the exact same frame I did in game 1. Should do something. It was a half Worcester ball, but still, at least a 7. Got something out of it. Unfortunately, I also got a spare, and we know what happens when I get a fill. Everything goes wrong. It's probably still going through. Ball, also known as El Stinko. When you see the halftime report, you're going to realize I needed that. The spare and the fill saved this game from total and utter humiliation. There's nothing proud about how this has gone. Oh, he got a new palace left. For the spare. Tried to be too fancy, and it cost him. That should do it. Does it say pain? And now for the very pathetic halftime report. GO2 is me. Look, crappy 4, a 3, a 5. And then I got a spare, and actually got an 8 for a fill, and a 9 for that particular frame. Saving that one from total humiliation with a 39. Father's 2 good marks, well 3 actually, and 2 mehs, and he's got 42. I needed a spare to get to that point. And a 10 bucks. Brendan Miller says, "Hi, George." And I say, "Hi, Brendan Miller." Thanks for watching. Live from Brian's Bowlaway, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts, this Father's Day. Half Worcester ball takes out 3. If the video looks washed out, I know you can see the window on the left, but I don't know why the viewfinder is extremely zoomed in, even though the video isn't. So I actually had to use the phone's camera app first to frame everything in, then use this application to be sure everything's fitting. And a 5. Yeah, I got a 9. Brendan Miller says, "I'm the only one watching now." Well, we found that these indicators are not always accurate, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. Then again, this is really not one of the best of times to do a live broadcast in the middle of the afternoon on Father's Day. And that was ball 1. We got 2 points there. Half Worcester right, plus what he's left, equals this. Could be fun. And nothing. A 6. And I was left with the 4 horsemen plus a guy that was protecting. 5. I could actually get an alright game out of this, in spite of the really bad start. Oh, come on. Oh, not quite. Yeah, Brian's Bowlaway is a little more on the tougher side. There's his 10. Toronto Elevator saying, wow, Coopersville, woot. Toronto's, good luck in that. And now 3 watching. Again, counters aren't always accurate. And that's a 6. Not quite. If the 7 and 10 were left. Although I do get what you're trying to say. They're Toronto Elevators. And last one's wobbly. Ball 2. Slight lob, but... And, how are we going to play that one? That's a tough one. If he hits the wood dead in between those 2 pieces, he could probably do it. Well, at least I got an 8. I consider 7 a placeholder, 8. All right. I actually like it. Have a mediocre game out of this. Finally, I got at least a meh game. Finally, a game that didn't suck. It's nothing really that good either, but I'll take it. It's in the 70s. That's a lob. Half Western a friend. But that friend is locking up the pins on the left, which could be a big help. And aces and 8s. And a 6. So what was the 4th ball for? If we're doing the triple thing, I actually won, but that doesn't really matter much. All right. I started out good with a 10 and a 9, then it fell apart in the middle, then got an 8 for a 77. 3 points away from what I call a good game. 77 is okay. Yeah, and my father, everybody has a crap day. I think this is his. And that's a 75. I think he's up to our usual 4, so here comes number 4. Doing a 4 like we usually do? Yeah, we usually do. All right. Last time we did 3 because we were both hurt. We had massive knee problems in the second round.
I'll take a 75 over 62.
If I completely fail these last 2 balls, the 5 that I have right now, the Cagliari left, 4 horsemen plus the 9. This is actually my best start. And then that happens. Yeah, party's just having a party. Finally a good start. One, 3, and 4 were the first frames of both 1, 2, first, second, and third game. And we start with a half Worcester left. And I could do something. So he's trying to do that 10-pin curve, and it sometimes cost him. In that case, it didn't. He got a 9.
Spin it. Wait for the corner.
Oh, this fell right out of my hand. Yeah, it's same thing's happening.
Yeah, there must be something back there. It pushes back.
Well, that's not going to happen. Shows even when I try to throw a gutter ball, I can't do it. So we got a 0 right now.
Well, you have a stronger than that first ball. Gutter went out.
So this is actually ball 2 coming up. Best stick into as a spare. This is why automatic scoring in candlepins is a bad idea.
That one's good.
Or not. 7. And that's a 7. Piece of wood out front. I don't like the look of that one. Unless he hits it on the left, he can probably get something. Oh, he made it sort of work. Got a 9. That first ball was good, and then that happened.
Way ahead of every other game, which isn't saying that. Oh, that's too bad.
Right now, I'm way ahead of the other 3 games I played, which is not really saying much. But he's got to stop trying to curve the ball. That time it actually sort of worked. Coopersville says, do strikes happen a lot in Candlepin? Not really. You have to literally watch the pros and the very seasoned league players to usually see them. And this is a tougher house. It's not a tough one, so it's even less common.
I've said that one once.
It's got to be something back there. Well, in this case, it's a 3rd ball. So I'm just going to throw one back there. I can't throw a gutter ball if I try. There's got to be something on the back wall that's shooting the balls back out. This is also why digital's fully electronic scoring in Candlepin is bad. When stuff like that happens, it totally screws up everything. Automatic scoring doesn't account for pins and balls that go into the play area that shouldn't be. Well, he got the right side out of the way. And he got a 10. Yeah, 10.
Right now, we're 5 overall.
And this is where I hand it to you. And that's a 5. What's usually the final halftime report will come after his turn. Fell the wrong way. It's being fancy and it doesn't work. No form, no result. Alrighty, for the halftime report. Started good with a 10, and an okay 7, 8, 9. The 5 is the crap one with a 39. And father is ahead at 45, which is how it's always supposed to be, because he was actually the athletic one in the family. And he used to frequently get over 100 points back in the day when he bowled.
No, I can't get another one.
That's fine. I usually go 4 anyway.
You get the head kid, you got to
Another opportunity missed. Another 5. Pretty much handing my father, per usual, the victory. Like I said, back in the day, he used to frequently get over 100 points in this game. And I never was any good at this game, ever, so... Sucking really bad is what's making it fun. Sometimes aggravating. And he got a 7. Right now I tied my worst lowest score with 4 frames removed. Skunk out these last 4 frames. I tied my lowest. At least I beat my worst. We were originally going to go to a French King, but to our surprise we found they're closed on Sundays. You know, a day that families go out and have fun, and you close. That's a lob. 7. Like I said earlier on when you said we were tied, you gave me the picture too, so
I'm doing all right now. He's doing so good.
no problem with that. One off to the left. Gets a pin. twister right. And 5. Again, that's making another train wreck, so turning it into a maybe an okay game. All right.
The whole game
That's good. A little too much on it. Spread eagle, the devastated wing. Spare.
We're half an hour.
That was a tough one.
I didn't think I was going to get in.
Time for the bonus ball that I call El Stinko. Not the greatest, but does its damage. Now he's going to fill his square. And again, I fail to hit good territory. I got a game. All right. I know what that's like. That was El Stinko. Some slight backdoor action there. That pin on the left and the one in the middle are locking in stuff, so hit it right. Or do that.
Guess what? No. You were +3 here. Okay, you dropped 3 here. So is 0. We split up. 2, 7 pins.
Damn, if we only could have a tiebreaker.
No, I'm done.
Well, this ends in a draw. There's no tiebreakers or anything like that. I was going to say each of us throw a ball, see what we get. But we'll settle for a tie, I guess. So, yeah, crappy 5 and 3, a good 8, a spare with a 5 fill, and then a 7 for a 77. So, yeah, 2, okay games, and 2 that totally, and 2 that sucked. And I fought through a bunch of mediocres, but a spare, unfortunately no fill, and a 6, giving him an 80. We come out even in this. Nobody wins.
But nobody loses.
So that's our live edition of live candlepin bowling from Brian's Bowlaway in Gardner, Massachusetts. And this is George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.